I tell him good night every night, and he says, night-night, I love you. That's, something I did not know I'd ever hear. So that's been huge. He's always making just strides forward and forward.
Uh-oh, I didn't hear you say go. Ready? Set? Go!
He's always been very, very happy, but there was a lot of moments of anxiety and stress and things that we are seeing a lot less of. And I think that's because he's just kind of figuring out how to interact with the world better.
Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again.
I can't imagine my life, our lives, how it was a year ago, just because it's so different. And we still have a lot of work to do, but he's just marching along, making huge, huge strides. So my son, Finn, he is 4 years old. He has autism. He is very, very inquisitive, very curious about the world, mostly items, objects, not necessarily people so much. It's so overwhelming in that first beginning stages because it's a life you never really could have even planned, or you don't even think about what a person with a child with autism does to help them. You don't think about that. He was a very easy, happy baby, nothing alarming. As we started to kind of introduce solid foods, he had a really big aversion to it, kind of gagging. And the biggest, kind of red flag was there was no talking at all. He just, didn't have a lot of even really babbling.
Mama.
We didn't think like autism because he did always give eye contact,
Mama.
gave kisses, and was affectionate. I think it's probably his 18-month appointment. His doctor suggested a developmental doctor, and by that point, things were kind of popping up a little more. He's flapping his hands and spinning around in circles and things like that.
Hi!
Finn is a hard worker. He's going to try really, really hard to do what you ask of him.
What do you say to Mom?
Mom.
And this environment is all new to him at the Children's Autism Project. So to come in and engage with all kinds of new toys and new people and new kids really does tell you a little bit about him as a person.
It's empty! That's a light.
We go 5 days a week here from 9 to 11:30, and then he goes over to Child Serve. And they have an autism day health program. So during that time, he's there for 5 hours.
You're copying them.
The research on early intervention in autism is profound. The earlier a child is diagnosed and intervention can begin, the more likelihood that you'll have the most desirable outcomes. And the most desirable outcomes is to be as independent as possible.
Pipe cleaner.
Pipe cleaner.
Good, trying.
So in this case with Finn, one of the most significant barriers for him is that he doesn't have a concept of safety. It has been one of our major focus, is to teach him to stay with us without holding on to our hand, without running into other rooms.
Stay with me to the lion room. That's being safe. There we go. That's staying together.
His other area of big need is his communication skills. He has recently learned to make some level of vocal language to get his needs and wants met. However, he's not always understandable.
Say clean.
Cleaner.
Cool. Cleaner. Type cleaner.
Being understood is so important because it also is what establishes trust. And he comes here and he needs to trust that when he says something, his words have power, so that later in life, when he's older, when he really needs to tell someone that something's wrong or he needs help with something, that he has that built-in relationship of communication. In addition to that, behaviorally, there's some challenges. He engages in some stereotypy, and you might have seen that with the pipe cleaner where he kind of flips them around in front of his eyes. And when he does those types of things, he disengages from the people around him.
Realistically, you have to kind of keep in the back of your mind, his future. You have to plan for, will he need assistance far into his adult life? We don't know that, because that's kind of a looming thing that you don't want to think about as far as, when I'm gone. what will happen with him? Will he be safe? Will he be loved? Will he be taken care of? Or will he be able to do that himself?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
He'll be 6 in June. He is actually going to start kindergarten this fall. It's like you almost can't imagine how things were just 12 months ago. It's crazy. He's always steadily made progress, but the amount of progress that he has made is what is just so remarkable. It's really, really important too to be in that intensive therapy world, because that's how you see progress. Everybody has to be on the same page, working really, really hard to get him to a point where he is able to be the best he can be.
And yellow stars.
And yellow star, you got them all. High five. Good job.
So Finn not only receives speech therapy here twice a week, he is also receiving occupational therapy, and he is also receiving feeding therapy. He is getting a lot of interaction with our therapists and his teachers. Today he asked for assistance multiple times from me, and he requested for different objects or activities he wanted to play with. So I would say in the last year and a half he's hit this explosion where he's just started to speak more and use his voice to change the environment around him. It's been really cool to watch.
1, 2, 3, jump.
One of his behaviors that we really, really dealt with was screaming, a lot, covering his ears and screaming. And as he has made huge progress in communication especially,
Oh, it's all gone.
that has gone way, 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 way down. So his distress level, I would say, and his anxiety level, that's all going down. Finn works so incredibly hard. Every little milestone that we meet with him, or every goal that we meet, is so huge. You can't help but feel like so proud and happy and excited, and there are things that in a typical household wouldn't be that big of a deal, but to us they're such huge victories.
This program is part of the Move to Include initiative, made possible with support from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people.
The Max and Helen Guernsey Charitable Foundation, in support of educational programming on statewide Iowa Public Television.